So we're going to create a third tab, and we can rename it Electric Vehicle versus ICE, which stands for Internal Combustion Engine. And let's put this information into the spreadsheet. So cost of driving comparison. And it looks like I must have set this up. Format, wrapping, wrap. No big deal, just a cosmetic difference, but that's how I did that. So again, format, wrapping, and then wrap instead of overflow. Electric car, gas car. 2019 Chevy Bolt. 2019 Honda Civic. Let's make this a little wider and a little wider. Okay, so this car, these are somewhat realistic numbers. I want that to be formatted as currency also. I do not need decimal places. Okay, so this is the price of the car, and this is the fuel cost. 0.03 per mile and 0.13 per mile. Now you might say the gas car has fuel costs, but how does the electric car have a fuel cost? Well, you pay the electricity to charge your car's battery, so it is cheaper to drive an electric car, although the electric car itself is more expensive up front compared to the gas car. So we are going to be analyzing this concept of a purchase that pays for itself. And I just set those up to both horizontally aligned to the right, so it matches how this looks. And these are my inputs in a way, so I'm going to shade these yellow and also box these in. Okay, so that looks like what I want it to look like. Apparently, buying the electric car will save me money in the long run. So that's the idea that we're analyzing here. We'll create a table like the one shown at the right. The table will present two linear models. Both have an upfront cost and a cost per mile. So let's create this table as well. Miles. Okay, cost of driving the electric vehicle. Make this menu go away, then I can go up here and insert EV, and then cost of driving the gas car. Is that what I wrote here? No, I said ICE, my abbreviation. Cost of driving ICE. Internal combustion engine. And then I need to do my miles. I want to go 0 to 25,000. And I have a trick for you here. 0. And then we're just going to type equals A9 plus 25,000. Enter. Go back up here. Hover in the corner and pull down. I think we wanted to stop at 200,000 miles, so let's stop there. That is my secret shortcut, so it just keeps adding 25,000 miles to the previous cell. So I said A9 plus 25,000, and then I just pulled that formula down to A17. And I want all of this boxed in, and I want green values. So box everything in. And then make these be green, or whatever color you want. I think we are done with step 20 at this point. So let C be the cost of driving, and let M be the number of miles driven. This is actually not a thing you need to do, it's just information. A linear model for this cost would be 30,000 up front plus 0.03 times the number of miles. There's a fixed cost, a one-time cost, and then the variable cost that goes up the more you drive it. So we're going to enter this formula in cell B8. I'm going to say 30,000 plus 0.03 times A8. Don't forget your equals. So equals 30,000 plus 0.03 times A8. I believe I meant A9. That's the number of miles I'm trying to reference. Fix that typo. And this is supposed to be B9. Yeah, it's in B9 that I enter that. Oh, I see why. Let me back up. It's just because I had an extra row in here. So I'm going to delete this row. Yours might be fine. I think, yeah, the way I had it here, we were starting in B8 and referencing A8. So this was correct. This was supposed to be A8. And this is supposed to be B8. Okay, so that's the formula. And then when we pull it down, it calculates the increasing cost of driving the electric vehicle all the way up to 200,000 miles. So if I click in here and I look at my formula, it's 30,000 plus 0.03 times A16, which is my number of miles. So now I just need to do the same thing here. Equals 21,000 plus 0.13 times A8, which is my number of miles. It's suggesting this, and that doesn't seem right. Is that right? I think I have a problem in here. Aha, I had too many zeros in here. Something seemed weird because this was going to be cheaper in the, yeah. So let's 21,000 plus 0.13 times A8. Pull down. That, let's see, does that look right? Aha. These are the correct values. Yes. Good. So I fixed my formula, and then I filled it down. And do not type these numbers in, but now that I did my formulas correctly, these are the values I was supposed to get. And so what we're seeing here is that the gas car costs more in the long run, and the electric car is cheaper in the long run to drive. So now we want to select the whole table and create a graph, and it will look like this, and then we'll modify it and it will look like this. So just this table, select it, go to Insert Chart, and that's weird. This time it created a scatter plot, not a line graph like that. You can change it to a line graph, which is what I want. And then we will do some tweaks so that it looks more like the one I've illustrated to the right. So let's see what the instructions are to make this line graph look more like this. I want to change it so that the dots show up. I want to change the scale on the horizontal axis. and I want to include a label on the vertical axis, and I want to change the title as well. So we're going to do all of those things. So double click on the white space in the graph, and that opens this chart editor. Then we click the Customize tab, and then we change the chart title to Cost of Driving Electric versus Gas Cars. Cost of driving electric versus gas cars. Okay, got that title in there. Now go to Series. So change this, go to Series, and then go to Point Size and change it to 7 pixels. Cool, now we've got our points for the data values that we have in the table. And then go to Grid Lines and Ticks and select Horizontal Axis. This is on vertical right now. I want to change it to Horizontal Axis, and I'm going to change the step to 25,000. Okay, so that changed this scale here. And I think I forgot to tell you how to do this part, dollars spent on car and fuel. So to get that in here, we need to go to vertical axis titles. So vertical axis title, dollars spent on gas and fuel. And now we have that title as well for the vertical axis. And I can X out of my chart editor, and the graph looks great. So I will add that instruction here, and you are all set. You can use this to answer questions in your computer lab questions.